Hello students, good evening to everyone. Students, in the previous class, we have discussed about nerve cell, types of nerve cell and a knee-jerk reflexor. Students, tell me sir. No sir, after that I'll come. సార్ కొంచెం చిన్నది చేయండి, నేను కనిపించట్లేదు. సెట్టింగ్స్ ఏమైనా చేంజ్ అయినాయా? ఓకే, కొంచెం ఇటు సరిపండి నా రైట్ సైడ్కి. ఓకే, రైట్. స్టూడెంట్స్, let us discuss about some interesting points regarding the brain. Students, in the previous classes, we have learnt about structure of a nerve cell and types of nerve cells. Students, in this time, I would like to present the structure of a brain, which is playing a key role in the central nervous system. Students, you know very well what are the major organs in central nervous system. In the previous class, I had discussed with you some interesting important points or introduction points regarding the brain. Clear students? So let us discuss the structure of a brain. Before going to learn the brain, let us see how the brain is externally get protected. The brain is externally gets protected by a structure namely cranium. What is that structure called? Cranium. So let me begin with the cranium. What is a cranium? Cranium is a box-like structure, which is made up of bones. Cranium is a box-like structure that is made up of bones. How many bones are there in the cranium? Do you know? The cranium is made up of 22 different bones. How many bones are there in the cranium? In our cranium. So look at this cranium or look at this structure. In this cranium, there are together 22 bones are there, which gives protection to the brain. Clear students? Right. So very important point. How many bones are there in the cranium? Total together, 22 bones are seen in the cranium. How many bones are there? Total together, 22 bones are there. So, brain is externally gets protected by, cranium. So, internally brain gets protected by meninges. How the brain internally gets protected? So, if you look at the innermost layer of the skull, In this innermost layer of the skull, you can see some of the membranes. You can see some important membranous structures. What are these membranous structures are called? These membranes are called as meninges. What are they called? Meninges. What is the exact meaning of meninges? Meninges, it is a plural word. Menix, singular word. Clear students? So total together, there are 3 meninges are there or membranes are there in the innermost layer of the brain. So, if you observe the internal structure of this cranium, inside this cranium, some specific membranes are there. Look at this finger. So, this is called as a membrane. So, these membranes are called generally meninges. Clear students? So total together there are 3 membranes or meninges are there in the innermost layer of the cranium. So what are those layers? First membrane is dura mater. First membrane is dura mater. Second one is arachnoid matter, dura mater, and in between dura mater and arachnoid matter, pia mater also seen. So total together, how many membranes are there? There are three membranes: dura mater, pia mater, arachnoid matter. So why I have written pia mater separately? In between dura mater and arachnoid matter, pia mater is located. Clear, students? So hence, the brain contains three protective membranes, which are scientifically called meninges, meninx, singular word. Clear? So let us discuss the weight of a brain. Do you know the weight of a brain? The weight of a brain varies in human males and females. In human males, the brain weight is 1375 grams, whereas in human females, the brain weight is approximately 1275 grams. These are standard measurements. There is no change in it. So this is the weight of a brain. Clear? So let us discuss some interesting aspects of brain. Let us start with the structure of a brain, then we will go for the functions. So before going to learn the brain, these are the introduction points which you have to learn. In the previous class, I have discussed with you about classification of nervous system. You know that nervous system has classified into three types. First one is central nervous system. Second one, peripheral nervous system. Third one, autonomous nervous system. In central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, which plays an important role. So now we are discussing about central nervous system, which is a important nervous system in all mammals, not only in mammals, even in amphibians, reptiles, and also birds. In all these organisms, the central nervous system, which contains brain and spinal cord, plays an important role. Clear, students? Now let us just see the structure of a brain. Sir, next picture. Look at the structure of a brain. Students, let us see this picture. What is this picture? Yes, Nana? Dura mater, pia mater, arachnoid matter. So third one is arachnoid one, second one is pia mater. Right, Nana? Yes, Nana. In human females, 1275 grams. Right. Let us look at the structure of a brain. So look at this structure of a brain. From the bottom to, look at this bottom to and upper surface. Look at the surface area of the brain. Look at this surface area of the brain. Look at this surface area. Big surface area. Huge surface area. Isn't it? And upon this surface of brain, exactly right from here. Yes, Nana? Dura mater, pia mater, arachnoid matter. Exactly. Clearer? Look at this surface area. So around this surface area, you can see the meninges, which gives protection to the brain from internal shocks and injuries. And one interesting point I want to say, in between pia mater and arachnoid matter, a fluid is present. What is that fluid called? The fluid is called as a cerebrospinal fluid. What is CSF? Cerebrospinal fluid. So this cerebrospinal fluid does two major functions. First function is it provides nutrients to the brain cells. Second important function, it gives protection to the brain from external shocks and injuries after the cranium. Same picture, sir. Look at this structure once again, Nana, so that you will understand. Yes, yes, yes. Just reduce the intensity. So look at this surface area. Why I am showing all these diagrams? You must understand each and every point. Clear? So from the brain to spinal cord. Clear? Where this CSF fluid located, as I said to you, the CSF is located in between pia mater and arachnoid matter. Clear, students? Right. So continuously the cerebrospinal fluid is flowing from the brain to spinal cord. The major functions of this cerebrospinal fluid is it provides nutrients to the brain cells as usually. It gives protection to the brain from internal shocks and injuries. Clear? Remove the picture, sir. Remove the picture. Students, based upon the structure and functions, the brain has divided into 3 divisions. Based upon the structure and functions, brain is having 3 major divisions. What are those 3 major divisions? First division is forebrain. Second division is midbrain. Third division is hindbrain. What are the 3 major divisions of the brain? Forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Clear? Forebrain contains cerebrum as a first important part of the cerebrum, and second important part in the forebrain, Diencephalon. Clear, ma? Right. Whereas if you see the second division, that is midbrain, contains corpora quadrigemina. Corpora quadrigemina. Try to spell this word. Corpora quadrigemina. Once again spell it. Corpora quadrigemina. Clear, ma? About this corpora quadrigemina, in the higher classes we are going to discuss. Anyway, just learn what are the parts of midbrain. If you see the hindbrain is having cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Cerebellum and medulla oblongata. This is the classification of brain, or 3 major divisions of the brain based upon the structure and functions. Can you note it down? So that we will continue the next concept. What we have learned? We have learned about cranium, we have learned about meninges, and we have learned about weight of a brain. We have learned about cerebrospinal fluid, and we have learned about classification of the brain. Clear, ma? Right. Note down the points. Try to note down the points. Shall I rub the board? Sir, can you display the next picture? I want to show the 3 divisions of the brain. Let us see the picture. One more interesting picture that shows 3 major divisions of the brain. Show me the picture, sir. Look at this picture, Nana. Look at this picture once. Minimize, sir. Little bit minimize. Yes. Be like. Look at this picture. Look at this diagram. So you can see the clear structure of the brain. And you can see the skull also, or cranium. So the cranium is giving protection, whereas the brain is located inside the box, isn't it? So you can see the three divisions of the brain. Okay, na? A detailed structure of three divisions of the brain we will discuss in the further diagrams. Clear, ra? So look at these diagrams. Look at this picture. This is the forebrain, and this is the mid one, and this is the hindbrain. This is the hindbrain. Here, exactly here. This is the hindbrain. Okay? Now let us learn some interesting points about the cerebrum. What is cerebrum? Let us discuss about the cerebrum. What is cerebrum? Cerebrum is the largest part. Cerebrum is the largest part in the entire brain structure. In the entire brain, cerebrum is considered as the largest part. Cerebrum does many functions. Cerebrum performs many functions. It does or performs many functions. What are the functions of cerebrum? We are going to discuss. Cerebrum is made up of cerebral hemispheres. Cerebrum is made up of cerebral hemispheres or the cerebral hemisphere. Here, I want to show the cerebral hemisphere in this diagram. Sir, next picture. So in the next picture, we can see the structure of a cerebrum. Look at this one. The clear picture of cerebrum. So exactly this one. This is called as a cerebrum. In the entire brain, largest part. Clear, Nana? What is the function of cerebrum? I want to give a question to you. Let us try to think. So here, cerebrum is covered by cerebral hemispheres. Okay. Now, cerebral hemispheres divided into left cerebral hemispheres and right cerebral hemispheres. Clear? So for your better understanding, I will draw the diagram here. Let us see the diagram. Sir, remove the diagram. I will draw the diagram for your better understanding. Suppose imagine it is a brain. Okay? For your better understanding about cerebral hemisphere, I have drawn the diagram. Clear, Nana? So in this diagram, cerebrum has divided into two cerebral hemispheres. This one, right cerebral hemisphere, whereas here, this one, left cerebral hemisphere. Clear? This one, right cerebral hemisphere, whereas this one, left cerebral hemisphere. What are the functions of these cerebral hemispheres? Right cerebral hemisphere controls left side parts of our body. Once again, I will write it here. Let me write here. Right cerebral hemisphere monitor or control. Monitor or control, both are same, Nana. Right cerebral hemisphere control or monitor left side organs. left side body parts. Clear? What I am trying to say, some of the nerves from right cerebral hemisphere connected to the left side internal organs and monitor. Once again, right cerebral hemisphere monitor left side body parts of our body parts, whereas if you see the left cerebral hemisphere, it controls and coordinates with right side parts of the body, So the nerves which are originating from the left cerebral hemisphere, they have connected with right side body parts and which monitor. Clear, Nana? So anyway, right cerebral hemisphere, left cerebral hemisphere does many functions. Apart from this, cerebrum does many functions. What are those? I will write it. First, let us learn the structure. Later on, you can see some elevations and depressions on the surface of the brain. Once again, there are some elevations. Elevations means up and downs. Elevations means ups, whereas depressions means downs. There are many elevations and depressions which we can see on the surface of cerebrum. Elevations are called gyri and depressions are called sulci. So I will show that on the surface of diagram. So these are elevations. These elevations are called gyri. What are these called, Nana? Gyri. Whereas you can see the depressions here. These are sulci. What are the functions of gyri and sulci? Gyri and sulci increases surface area of the cerebrum. Once again, gyri and sulci increases surface area of the brain. Surface area of the brain. So important bit, Nana, important point. The surface area of the cerebrum has increased by two major divisions. What are they? Elevations and depressions. Elevations are called gyri, depressions are called sulci. Clear, Nana? Right. Here, cerebrum is responsible for mental abilities. Let us learn the functions. Functions of the cerebrum. Functions. Mental abilities. Mental abilities. It is responsible for mental abilities. Mental abilities includes the analytical thinking, arithmetics, reasoning. All these functions are regulated by cerebrum. Once again, mental abilities includes arithmetics, which means analytical arithmetics, and analytical thinking, arithmetics, analytical thinking, reasoning. All these are under the control of cerebrum. Apart from this, cerebrum does many functions. Even the memory, whatever we are storing inside our brain, the memory is also influenced by the cerebrum. Memory is also influenced by the cerebrum. Clear, Nana? So what we have learned until now? We have learned about forebrain. First part of the forebrain called cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest part. Cerebrum performs many functions. Cerebrum has covered by cerebral hemispheres. Cerebral hemispheres divided into two major divisions with the help of some muscle fibers called longitudinal muscle fibers or longitudinal fissures. Longitudinal fissures. You can see the longitudinal fissures here. So with the help of these longitudinal fissures, cerebral hemispheres are divided into two major divisions. Right cerebral hemisphere, whereas in this side, left cerebral hemispheres. Look at the right cerebral hemisphere here, whereas the left cerebral hemisphere here. Clear, Nana? Right cerebral hemisphere controls left side body parts, whereas left cerebral hemisphere controls right side body parts. Clear? There are many elevations and depressions seen on the surface of cerebrum. Elevations are called gyri, whereas depressions are called sulci. What are the functions of gyri and sulci? Gyri and sulci increases surface area of the cerebrum, increases the surface area. Surface area is generally increased by the cerebrum, what I have said to you. Functions of cerebrum. Cerebrum does many functions, which includes mental abilities, arithmetics, analytical thinking, memory, perception. What do you mean by perception? Remembrance or perception. Remembering something, that is called as a perception. Even it is under the control of cerebrum. Clear, Nana? So, the brain surface area generally looks like this. The brain surface area generally looks like this. No, entire cerebrum. Only surface area of the cerebrum increased by gyri and sulci. Clear? Right now. So the brain generally looks like this. So let us note down the points. If completed, we will go for the next topic. Shall I rub the board? Anyone can respond? Yes, no. Take it. Sir, can you display the next diagram? Display the next diagram, sir. Look at this picture once again. Diagram is visible now. Look at this picture. Let us try to guess where exactly diencephalon is located. What is the second important structure of the forebrain? It's definitely diencephalon. Where exactly the diencephalon is located? You can see exactly the blinking area here exactly. Yeah, this one. Exactly in this location, you can see the diencephalon, this one, exactly here. Yeah, this one. So, the blinking area, what you are seeing here, in the middle of this blinking area, you can see the diencephalon. So, what is the importance of diencephalon in our day-to-day life? Diencephalon has some specific functions. What are those? Let us see. Second important structure of the cerebrum or forebrain, diencephalon. Already we have learnt about cerebrum. Let us learn about diencephalon. Diencephalon, it's an egg-shaped structure. Diencephalon is an egg-shaped structure. How many divisions are there in the diencephalon? Diencephalon has 3 major divisions again. What are those? First division is here epithalamus, the first division of the diencephalon, epithalamus. Middle one, thalamus, and innermost layer is called hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. So, what are the functions of this epithalamus, thalamus and hypothalamus? Epithalamus, which is floor of the diencephalon, which is floor of the diencephalon. Clear? What is the function of epithalamus? Epithalamus gives protection to the diencephalon. Gives protection to diencephalon. Gives protection to diencephalon. Whereas, if you see the thalamus, it is a relay station. A relay station for motor and sensory activities. Relay station for motor and sensory activities. What do you mean by relay station? What do you mean by relay station? So there are three divisions are there in the diencephalon. First one is thalamus, epithalamus. Second one thalamus, hypothalamus. Thalamus is responsible for relay station for motor and sensory activities, which means sensory motor activities are controlled by thalamus. So that's why it is called as a relay station. What is the opposite word for relay station? Relay station opposite word is delay station. Relay, delay. Relay, controlling station. Delay, uncontrolling station. Clear ma? Right. Let us see about hypothalamus. What is hypothalamus? Base of the diencephalon. Hypothalamus is called as a base of the diencephalon. So here the diencephalon is having an important endocrine gland called pituitary gland. What is the importance of hypothalamus? The hypothalamus is base of the diencephalon that contains pituitary gland. What is the importance of pituitary gland? It produces some of the hormones which helps in the growth and development of our body. Clear? And one more function, the hypothalamus is also known as thermoregulatory organ. It is also known as thermoregulatory organ. What do you mean by thermoregulatory? What do you mean by thermoregulatory? Thermoregulatory organ, which means it maintains constant body temperature. Hence, it is called as a thermoregulatory organ. Even osmoregulation also under the control of this hypothalamus. What do you mean by osmoregulation? Maintenance of our body fluids in a proper proportion is called as a osmoregulation. Clear, Nana? So these are the functions of hypothalamus. Let us come to next structure. Let us see the next structure. Let us go for the next one. Yes. What is pituitary gland? Functions? As I said to you, diencephalon has three major divisions. What are they? Epithalamus, thalamus, hypothalamus. All these functions are under the control of diencephalon. Clear, Nana? No, it does many functions. It does many functions. Yes, Nana. All these functions are under the monitoring of diencephalon. All these regulation. Yeah, hypothalamus, thalamus, epithalamus are important structures of diencephalon. Clear? Nice. Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, it is the base of the diencephalon. It has pituitary gland. Pituitary gland responsible for production of hormones. These hormones control and coordinate with our body. You know very well. Yes, Nana. Thalamus and only two given, but NTSC point of view, this point also very, very important. Okay. Yes, Nana. Here, epithalamus is there, no? That is the first division of the diencephalon. Second one is thalamus. Third one is hypothalamus. Clear? What do you mean by osmoregulatory? Maintenance of or maintaining of our body fluids in a proper proportion. Body fluids. Pituitary gland is one of the major endocrine gland. Coordination with the nervous system that we are learning now. Okay. Coordination without nerves we are going to discuss in the coming concepts. Clear? Yes, let me write endocrine gland. What is pituitary gland? It is an endocrine gland. Clear? It produces hormones which controls and coordinate with our body. What do you mean by CC? Control and coordinate. Control and coordinate with our body. Until here clear? Yes. Sensory actions even. Pituitary gland is an endocrine gland. It is an endocrine gland. Okay, na? One of the best example for endocrine gland is pituitary gland. What is pituitary gland? What are the secretions of endocrine gland? We are going to discuss in the further concepts. Just learn the word pituitary gland that is located in the hypothalamus. Clear? Right now. Right. Olfactory lobe, isn't it? Yes, Nana. Fourth ventricle of the brain. Right. Let me discuss about hindbrain. Shall we? Right. Let us display the next diagram, sir. Look at this one. So here you can see the black color spot. Just reduce the intensity. Yes, Nana. No, I will explain the midbrain also. Once see here. Look at this diagram. Exactly here you can see the black color spot now. Here. Is it visible? That is called as a pituitary gland. Clear? Exactly this black color spot is called as a pituitary gland, which is responsible for certain kind of functions by secreting. Right, let us see. Sir, can you display the next picture? Display the next picture. So let us first discuss about the midbrain. So what is the exact structure which is located in the midbrain? What is? Yeah, Nana, you can ask. In a proper proportion. Yes, Nana. Then what is your doubt? Yeah. What do you mean by osmoregulation? Maintaining of our body fluids in a proper concentration is called as a osmoregulation. Even it includes excretion also. Osmoregulation includes excretion, isn't it? Right. Midbrain. Let us see about midbrain. What are the functions of midbrain? As I said, a structure called corpora quadrigemina. Corpora quadrigemina. Just spell this word. Spell this word. Corpora quadrigemina. What is the importance of quadrigemina? Corpora quadrigemina. Yeah, midbrain. Hindbrain, I will explain it later. No. Hindbrain, I will explain it later. Let us continue with the midbrain. Okay. Second division of the brain is called midbrain. That contains corpora quadrigemina. So the corpora quadrigemina is responsible for sense of vision. Let me conclude now, 1 minute. And sense of hearing, sense of hearing, sense of vision, sense of hearing under the control of quadrigemina that is located in the midbrain. Clearer? So what is the second division of the brain? That is midbrain. Second division of the brain is midbrain that contains corpora quadrigemina, which is responsible for sense of vision and sense of hearing. Clear? Shall we go for the next one? Third part of the brain is hindbrain. Let us see about the hindbrain. Shall we discuss hindbrain? What are the major important parts of hindbrain? As I said to you, hindbrain is having two major parts. What are they? Cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Clearer? How many major parts are seen in the hindbrain? There are two major parts are seen in the hindbrain. What are they? Cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Shall we learn the functions of cerebellum? Let us see about cerebellum. Cerebellum does many functions. Among those, the important function of the cerebellum is generally it controls our body posture. What do you mean by posture? What do you mean by posture? Posture, nothing but the position of our body or maintaining our body balance is called as a posture. This function is performed by the cerebellum. Clear? Cerebellum in Greek terminology, it is considered as a gyroscopic organ. What is gyroscopic organ, Nana? In our brain, it's definitely cerebellum. What do you mean by gyroscopic? How can you define gyroscopic? Gyro means posture. Gyro means scope. What do you mean by scope or scopic? Posture, gyros, whereas scopic, maintenance. So the structure which maintain the posture. What do you mean by posture? Balance. What do you mean by posture? Balance. Our body balance is regulated by a special structure called cerebellum. So because of this function, cerebellum is called as a gyroscopic structure. Clear? So what do you mean by posture? If you want to withstand upon your two legs, you need some balance or you need some energy. That balance or energy is provided by cerebellum. Clearer? Right. What are the functions of medulla oblongata? What are the functions of medulla oblongata? Medulla oblongata does many functions. What are those? Let us see. Medulla oblongata, it is responsible for respiratory movements. It controls and coordinates with respiratory movements, even cardiovascular activities, even the other kind of functions like sneezing, coughing and vomiting. All these are monitored by the medulla oblongata, which is located in the hindbrain. Clear, Nana? Right. The posterior part of the medulla oblongata has continued into spinal cord. Once again, the posterior part of the medulla oblongata has continued into spinal cord. Did you ever imagine how the brain is fixed into the spinal cord? Did you ever imagine how the brain is located in the spinal cord? Suppose this is a canal of spinal cord and this is medulla oblongata. Directly it is fixed into the spinal cord like this. So upon the surface of spinal cord, the brain is rotating, or the brain is rotating on the surface of spinal cord with the help of cranium or the skull. Clear? So this is the exact position of medulla oblongata on the surface of the spinal cord. Can you display the next diagram, sir? Display the next diagram. Look at this, the red color spot. You can see that red color spot to green color spot. Right from the red color part to green color part, this one exactly, this one, this red color part to green color part, which is considered as a medulla oblongata. And around this medulla oblongata, you can see the cerebellum. These are cerebellum. Okay, na? So this is called as a cerebellum. Clear na? So cerebellum, and below the cerebellum is attached to stem-like structure, a soft mass stem-like structure, which is considered as a medulla oblongata. Clear? So let us try to write the points. Then after that we will go for next concept. Now you ask if you have any doubts, we will discuss. Shall I ask a question to you? Shall I ask a question to you? Yes, tell me, Nana. Sir, same diagram, display once. Same diagram. What is your doubt, Nana? What is your doubt? Which part of the brain has pons varolai? Yes, the pons varolai, if you suppose take, it is pons varolai. So pons varolai, it is belongs to hindbrain only. The blue colored structure is there, no? Look at that blue color structure. Look at this blue color structure. That is called as the pons varolai. Pons varolai connects the cerebellum with the medulla oblongata, connected by pons varolai. What is the function of pons varolai? Respiratory movements. Respiratory movements. Pneumotaxic centers are located in the pons varolai. So what is the function of pons varolai? Pons varolai is responsible for respiration. Respiration. What kind of respirations? Respiration includes inspiration and expiration. During inspiration, gases are diffused into the blood, isn't it? When the gases are diffused into the blood, the concentration of the blood increases, isn't it? To maintain this concentration, pons varolai plays an important role. Let me explain once again. When the gases are diffused into the blood, you know that in the respiration chapter, we have already learned how the oxygen is diffused into the blood. When oxygen is entering into the blood, the concentration of the blood increases, isn't it? What I am trying to say, I want to give the meaning of pneumotaxic center. Pneumotaxic. The pneumotaxic centers are located in the pons varolai, which are responsible for maintaining the concentration of the blood during inhalation and exhalation. During exhalation, carbon dioxide is removed. During inhalation, oxygen is taken by the blood through the lungs by the diffusion. In this case, concentration varies. To maintain this concentration in a proper level, the pneumotaxic center, which is located in the pons varolai, has a role. Clear, Nana? So, if you look at that, sir, display the same diagram. I want to ask 3 different questions to you for this today's session. Shall I ask the questions? My first question is total number of divisions in the diencephalon. Right. No, you just keep the answer with you. I will ask tomorrow. Second question. What is the fluid flows in between arachnoid matter and pia matter? And third question. What is the role of pons varolai in the hindbrain? Clear? Try to keep answers for these 3 questions. Definitely I will ask each and every one of you tomorrow. And once again, you can look at the hindbrain, which has a specific role in the diencephalon. So here red color part is there, no? Upon this red color part, upon the surface of this red color part, diencephalon is located. Sir, next diagram please. Next diagram. Previous one. Yeah, here you can see. Here you see the, there, you can see the egg-shaped structure, no, in the middle of the skull, brainium. Look, this one exactly, that egg-shaped structure. Here, see this one. That is an diencephalon. Lobes of the brain. Yes, definitely I will explain with lobes in the next class. Why? Because time is not sufficient. Occipital lobe. About the lobes, I will discuss with you in the next class. Time is not sufficient. It takes 20 minutes. What is your doubt, Nana? Pons varolai you want? Sir, can you display the green color, red color and blue color structure that we have shown in the previous? Yes, this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. That red color part. What is that red color part? And this blue color part. This is pons varolai. Pons varolai includes brain stem. Below this pons varolai, medulla oblongata is there. Exactly this one. This medulla oblongata, which continues into spinal cord. Yes. Pons varolai is responsible for respiration. What kind of respiration? During respiration, some of the activities are controlled by the pneumotaxic center. What are the activities that are influenced by the pneumotaxic center? The pons varolai is responsible for controlling concentration of the blood during inhalation and exhalation. Only single point is there, single function. What is that function? During respiration. Respiration includes inspiration and expiration. During inspiration, oxygen concentration increases in the blood. During expiration, oxygen concentration is decreased, isn't it? So to maintain this concentration, to regulate this concentration, pons varolai contains pneumotaxic center that plays an important role. Pneumotaxic center. Pneumotaxic center. which plays an important role. Now, can you tell me what is the function of pneumotaxic center? It is responsible for maintaining concentration of the blood during inhalation and exhalation. Am I clear? Even heartbeat, respiration, sneezing, coughing, blood pressure, all kind of involuntary actions, even some of the voluntary actions are also there. What is the differentiation between voluntary action and involuntary action? I'll discuss with you. Clear? Okay, Nana? Anaerobic, can you repeat the question, Nana, once again? Does pons varroa maintains? Yeah, it doesn't include anaerobic respiration. Why? Because anaerobic respiration is a typical structure or typical process that which is not under the control of pons varroa. Only the pons varroa is having pneumotaxic center that controls inhalation and exhalation process. During this inhalation and exhalation, concentration of the blood is continuously changing and it is monitored by the pneumotaxic center that is under the control of pons varroa. Okay, anaerobic respiration is quite opposite to the pons varroa. Clear? Yes, once again, first function what I said to you, respiration, inhalation, and which is nothing but breathing. Breathing is under the control of the medulla oblongata. Cardiovascular activities. What are cardiovascular activities? Which includes vasodilation and vasoconstriction. What do you mean by vasodilation? Increasing of blood vessels diameter. That is called vasodilation. Vasoconstriction means decreasing of diameter of a blood vessel. Okay, that's why I have written cardiovascular. Yes, Nana? Cardiovascular. Vasodilation. Vasodilation. So, vasodilation, vasoconstriction. What do you mean by dilation? Increasing of blood vessel diameter is called as a vasodilation. Vasoconstriction means decreasing of diameter of a blood vessel. Am I clear? Right. Even coughing, sneezing, vomiting, heartbeat, even the heartbeat is also under the control of medulla oblongata. Clear? So here, what is that? Meninges, yes, yeah. Meninges contains CSF fluid now that is produced by the cerebrum and midbrain. Okay? Cerebrospinal fluid is produced by cerebrum and midbrain. Am I clear? Right. Yes, Nana. I asked 3 questions. Yes, Nana, tell me. No, I asked 3 questions. Can you remember or not? That you tell me. Yes, right. Yes, Nana. Vasodilation. What is the importance of? So, sir, blue color structure previously. Look at this diagram, Nana. Look at the medulla oblongata once. No, previous one, last one. No, not that one. blue color, red color, green color. During blood pressure, you know that blood pressure is there, no? Blood pressure. So when blood pressure increases, what will happen? The diameter of the blood vessel increases like this. Okay? When blood pressure decreases, the diameter of the blood vessel will be decreases. Clear? Lobe. Yeah, you see this diagram once. Reduce the intensity, sir. That green color structure. Here, green color structure is there, no? What is that green color structure? Medulla oblongata or brainstem. That is fixed into the spinal cord. Clear? So, brain is fixed into the spinal cord with the help of this medulla oblongata. Clear, Nana? Right. In 360 degrees view, the skull or brain rotating on the surface of spinal cord. About spinal cord, I'll discuss with you in the next class, and also I will discuss with you about the lobes of the brain. Okay? All the points you can't understand at a time. I'll explain about lobes in the next class. Right. Yeah, I'll. Yeah, what is that?